yoga for healing. What's up? What's up? I may sound a little different because I have my grills in. I haven't had them in for a while. And I should be putting them on at least once or twice a week. So, FYI. Queen of Wands. We're just going to do a quick energy check anyway. I was out doing yard work yesterday. Had gloves on, but it's like I have a carpet burn from the glove on my thumb. And I just washed my hands again. And Band-Aids don't hold in water very well. And you're constantly washing your hands. Okay, anyway. Queen of Wands. Someone confident, of leadership, independent, financially stable. We may be speaking about intermission. My apologies. But as I said, I just washed my hands. And this was after doing a few dishes on top of that. And my mind was set on coming in here and pulling out this deck, and I forgot about the oil. So, you'll see a little sheen there. The air helps it heal. So, someone of confident, or that may be your energy you're in right now, confident in your authority of good leadership, minding your business, sitting pretty. Maybe even getting out and enjoying the spring of the new year. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune. Change cycles. Number 1. 10 completion. 0 starting over. 1 that first up. That's the way I'm seeing it. Because 0 is a number. And I marked the spot where I put the numbers at, so I would remember where it's at and go easy. 0, divine guidance. 1, leadership, innovation, new beginnings. 10, completion and renewal, a new chapter, divine order. Ashe. On this, today is Sunday or Saturday? Let me see. Oh, Saturday. Saturday the 21st. That's 21-3. Communication, creativity. Yeah. Cooperation, being diplomatic, sensitive. You're going with the flow. You're aware of all these portals that are opening and all these opportunities that you have. You've paid attention to the lessons. You've taken note. You've listened to the elders. Those elders that have made you aware of slithering snakes, and also those of wisdom. Because snake doesn't just mean something slimy and slithery. It is used in the medical field, right? In that design, pharmacy, and stuff like that. Think about it. But there was someone trying to force their hand in the wheel, always having something they want to change and control. That devil energy. But you maintain your balanced forward movement with your sword held high. Staying aware of the lessons of the notes that you took going back to them and making sure you're staying on track. I'm liking the vibe. This changes. Solar plexus popping. Fire in that Jupiter rising. I always see it as that. Heat rises, right? Luck and fortune. Unexpected events in these changes. And depending on where you are, what you're carrying with you depends on the changes. What did you invest in? What did you speculate to the universe of your emotions or your feelings, your thoughts, your words, being giving or caring? Forward movement. You're in that chariot, seeing the success ahead, determined, with willpower and self-discipline, staying focused and in control of what you can control and not trying to control what you cannot. Staying focused on your balance. That is enough to have your hands full, right? Masculine, feminine energy, including right, left hand. Judgment. Judgment is being called. It's time to sit still, be frugal, and hold your boundaries. Frugal. I remember when I was very young, I had a shirt that said, "It's hard to be fickle." Who uses that word anymore? Fickle. There are some facing insecurities and they're hoarding, being stingy. And there are some maintaining their balance and knowing when to give and when not to. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Poker face is what I'm getting. Staying grounded. This is that time. But there's two sides of all the coins. And the trumpet is being blown in judgment and rebirth and transformations. Crown chakra, how's your crown sitting? Is your third eye open? First eye, actually. Pluto, planet, fire. There's a lot of fire, but there's also water. The duality, fire, water, air, earth, north, east, west, south, everything. Do you see how everything is connected? Always we're being shown. So let's see. Let's do the Celtic cross. What is in the past that we've had to deal with or we've walked away from? Either you're a King of Pentacles energy or you walked away from a King of Pentacles energy. But a King of Pentacles is usually abundant, prosperous, kind, and ambitious, protective of their energy. Like we saw with that Four of Pentacles that was at the bottom of the deck. And now we have death, also signifying transformations. And these endings, the endings that you have made, a lot of them they're definitely final. And that is going to be the change. Because some people have to start back at zero, a rebirth from actual reincarnation, starting all over again. That's how huge this cycle is. This planetary alignment, this portal. And if you're aware, there's been several portals open. It's almost like they're opening back to back. For those that have let go of attachments, they are sitting in their abundance. And this is what they've known in the past. Searching for truth, leaving things behind that does not serve them, and letting go, walking away, would bring in that abundance on their purpose. You must go through the death and transformations to reach that balance. Staying grounded, not stuck in your emotions, but letting them flow through you. Recognizing them. Understanding what it is you're supposed to understand from them. You are not here to keep constantly having losses, but you will if you think that your job is to steal from others. In the future, Nine of Pentacles, financial independence, reaping those benefits from making those moves, standing in your authority, keeping to yourself, but staying diplomatic, sensual, business-minded, and secure, staying kind, but staying safe for self. You are sitting now because you took those steps. You made the call. You're sitting in your self-sufficiency, at your leisure, material secure, and the work that you've put in, mentally, physically, and emotionally. You may be seen as a Queen of Swords because you speak with clarity of balance, truth, objectiveness, being fair and honest, an open heart chakra. But because you don't pour into everyone at their beckoning call, they may see you as somewhat strict, mean, maybe too critical. But those are the ones that can't take the truth. We all know. The goal here looks like we've been making those goals. Knight of Cups, it looks like you're full of charm, slow and steady in your forward movement, being artistic, creative, but you are a Queen of Cups energy. Kind, intuitive, a healer that's minding their own cup. This also may be a Queen of Cups that is not accepting the cup offer of a Knight of Cups because this fell sideways. I'm just reading the energy how I'm seeing. You have been making the progress, keeping focus. And you would not be doing that if you had accepted that mediocre offer. Ashe. You decided to pour into your own cup, to remain balanced and peace, staying calm, having harmony and serenity with self, balance with self, focusing on self. Even that square with the triangle inside, pyramid, that's a symbolism, that's strong. Just as these lines that shows the reverberation of the light. The glow is reflecting off your wings, they're seen. This effect is causing earthquakes, volcanoes to erupt on one side, while there's blooming love and growth on the other. But you're staying balanced. You walked away from a huge boom. And you're over here, prosperous. Ooh. Do you not see? I feel I must show it again. What this temperance angel left behind it. Do you see this long, winding path? But there's something erupting. What is in the subconscious? Those offers. The offer of a Page of Cups. Yeah, that was a breadcrumb to a Queen of Pentacles who is not concerned with that breadcrumb or that fish in a cup. Woo! Oh my gosh. Holy Spirit, please let me be able to communicate with words, the visions and the feelings that I am receiving in this message. Because it is, well, that eruption that I just spoke about is like I just felt it, but in a good way. Good energy. Because it's clear. This Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, this is an Empress. Even if the Empress is not out on the table, this is somebody that walked away from bullshit and living in the life of wish fulfillment. You ain't gotta be rich to be completely happy. To be able to manifest more and be on your journey. This is a crucial time. Happy New Year. What's the advice? Don't take that breadcrumb, because it's going to affect your outlook, because somebody's working with a group. You don't need a group. It will affect your fate. It will affect your luck. It is what it is. And here we have the Queen of Wands. We've seen all the queens. And as I said, I believe this is an Empress who's well aware of new love coming in, and so is that Page of Cups that wants to offer you that breadcrumb because they want a brighter future. They're planning their steps, and they know that you are too. And they know that you have luck on your side, and they don't have very much to offer. What is the external forces in this? External forces. They see your harvest and they see that you have your back to them. You're not paying that fishy offer nor this breadcrumb because you're aware that it would affect your future plans. So you have your back to them and you're focused on your harvest. The truth and clarity. They see your vitality. They see you looking and feeling new, reborn, refreshed. They see you as a unicorn. Better yet, a baby on a unicorn. How is that baby making all of that harvest and growth? How is that baby making all of this bloom and come into view? How is that little person being so brave and looking so huge, reverberating and spreading crucial information, waving the red flag of the warning of others to take heed, to be mindful of their harvest and not just accept a breadcrumb because it will affect your future plans. This is the truth and clarity. And what is the hope and fear? Hope and fear. About you giving to them, your generosity, your material help and support, sharing your wealth with them, and they're being possessive about it. They only want you to give to them. They want to control how you give and spend your energy. They want to be in control of your balance, what you're given and what you are receiving. They want control over that, over what's yours. Someone's in hermit mode, or maybe you have been, because you have been guided and paying attention and self-reflecting. You went into isolation and was withdrawn, searching for self. You've maintained balance of your energy. You've been aware of your energy flow, what's going out and what's coming in. But somebody wants to come in and take control of that. They want to dictate to you when, where, how. They want to be your handler. That's nothing new. What is the outcome that we should be aware of? Heartbreak. And fighting is going on. Why? Because you have your back turned. You're doing you, and you're not accepting breadcrumbs. You're protecting your harvest. You don't need somebody to tell you when, where, and when, and how. You walked away from someone that wanted to control your energy, your give and take. They wanted to hoard it. Now they're facing a tower. A whole group that celebrated is meeting their fate. They took a leap. They were naive. Everyone decided where they wanted to take that leap to, in positive intent or negative intent, ill intent being nosy, trying to control another, and not paying attention to yourselves? Well, it looks like they have a lot of energy going back to them. And it's coming in fast for the choices they made. They are meeting their towers. And they were doing all of this over a Ten of Pentacles, a legacy, family, ancestry, inheritance. This group worked together for a windfall, for stability, to gain affluence. Well, that foundation they thought they were building, taking that leap, well, all those arrows, all that energy is traveling back. And they are meeting towers all over a legacy that's not theirs. The ancestors like, who this? Who this be? They weren't expecting those towers. Nope, they weren't. This group, this family that were making something for a foundation for security. They see your forward movement. You call judgment. If not, judgment was made, called down upon them because of the time of the alignment. You walking away, staying on purpose, flourishing, bringing leisure to your future because you sitting on your throne, not accepting a mediocre offer. No fish in a cups, not pouring into empty cups. You did as advised and as you were shown in making your future plans for this time. You kept your sword up, protecting your harvest, protecting who and when you gave your energy, being selfish, which sometimes is a good thing because there were others trying to take control. Now they're heartbroken and fighting, conflicted because of this judgment. What do we need to know about this Knight of Cups with this fishy offer that you will not ever accept? Somebody that wants a second chance, wants a return, wants another opportunity with you, wants to make amends now that they see what the fuck they got themselves into. Well, there's no takebacks. They want to bond with you now when they had that opportunity to confide and to be real, to mold and build and sculpt something lasting. They made the choice. Judgment is now being called down on that choice. What are they looking at for this judgment? It's well understood that this mistake they made, it's not a misunderstanding. It's very much understood that you are single, withdrawn, and solitary. Something they like to call lonely, maybe. Because you're secretive and mysterious to them because you're concealing what you're doing. Because you're not a victim. You're not misunderstood. But they like to play the victim. You walked away because you would not accept the shallow, empty. You're bored with that. You put it away. You need a connection, a soulmate connection of unity, of deep love. If that's what you want, that's what you get. As I said, why settle for mediocrity? When you have put in the work and you're living, seeing the seeds that you've reaped. It's been a long journey. You've been running, and there's been others chasing you throughout this cycle, and you stayed resilient. You stayed focused, loyal to yourself, knowing that you were putting the work in and you were blooming. Maybe you even tried to show them. They knew that they could trust in you and that you were reliable. But it was them believing in themselves that they had an issue with, let alone believing in you. Anybody that doesn't believe in themselves, they're not going to believe anything else. Well, at least they shouldn't. Some of them are guided by ones they do trust that are leading them down a dark, evil, murky path that they can't turn around and escape. You're in this Queen of Cups energy and you're not accepting to pour into another's cup that is not aware of the importance and value of you. Tell it, Holy Spirit, tell it. You will always disappear, become invisible and ghost these creatures, exhausting them because they can't keep up. They may be scrying and spying, trying to see what your future holds, but they can't see. They're not aware of your luck. They can't know. This was falling in reverse. You're not longing, craving, aching, or wanting that breadcrumb. You're secure in your foundation, sitting in your chair, watching your harvest flourish. You're not shocked that they are in turmoil, in trouble. They wanted things to be coming unexpected for you. But see, you are aware of what's coming with this harvest, these beginnings, these things you have growing. It's causing a spark, an attraction, a passion. Your passion is causing more passion. See how that works? The truth, clarity, honesty, and intentions. Ooh, baby. The good ones are good and the bad ones, who needs them? You are at peace with yourself. You are loving yourself. And this is confusing the frick out of them. They are unclear of who you're giving your energy to. Why you're holding back from them. They're confused, but they're acting like they don't know that shit's already been closed. They don't want to accept the closure, so they're acting confused. And they're heartbroken because they lost out on a promise, a commitment. And now they're left feeling bitter. And they want to come in and apologize because they're in a tower. We're aware of this. We're aware of these cycles. We're aware of the choices they made, and we're aware that they are confused because we're holding our energy. We're sitting back chilling, watching our harvest, creating and thinking of new, still moving forward, as they become exhausted watching us prosper. This is no mistake that you had to withdraw to have this prosperity. And we're going to make this cut right here. Peace.